I know of a man who got very angry. He thought his wife was cutting corners because she was on the phone talking with someone. And he just got angry, snatched the phone from her. And somehow he allowed the thing to get overboard. Threw her from their balcony. She landed and that was the end of her life. I know of a man who got very angry. He thought his wife was cutting corners because she was on the phone talking with someone. And he just got angry, snatched the phone from her. And somehow he allowed the thing to get overboard. Threw her from their balcony. She landed and that was the end of her life.
My goodness. That's rather aggression, because there is difference between being angry and being aggressive. No, anger is
But anger
emotion.
can lead to aggression.
Anger usually leads to aggression, and aggression can broadly be looked at from two dimensions. It could be aggression that is expressed outward or inward.
And the inward one is more difficult.
The inward one is what we call
dangerous, rather.
It's very dangerous, but you know, in expressing aggression or anger inwards, the person suffers, the people around suffer as well. There's what we call passive-aggressive behavior.
Passive-aggressive behavior.
A passive-aggressive person...
I'd like for us to use those words, come down to...
Yeah, that's what I want to explain, because we see that every day. But we don't identify them.
Okay.
You know, we think they are just there. No, that's how he is, that's how she is. You know, somebody who is angry, he's smiling, he's
and
doing
some people
those
are like that.
acting,
There's this kind of...
Yes, they are smiling, they seem happy, they are not forceful, they don't use wrong words or harsh words. They are very
what they will
calm.
do is inside them or
exactly,
something.
And they do things that you will not imagine. Okay,
like
they will express their anger. They may say, okay, I'm not going to give you food today. For instance, a woman and her husband who is quarreling, and he thinks she will start to shout and make her. She will be very calm. She will be smiling and, well, I will not give you food today. And he waits till tomorrow, no food, and she's not expressing any form of obvious anger. She's very calm, but she's deeply upset, and she's doing what she wants to do to deal with the other person. What mostly come to light is the obvious one, the one that is expressed.
Which one is better?
Well, none is better if it has to get to the level that...
Of a destructive level.
Yeah, that it hurts the person or the other. Anger is natural, is a natural thing to be angry, provided the person is provoked. There are some unprovoked anger. If something around you, there is justifiable reason for being angry.
So it's okay to, when you are provoked,
yes,
go all the way, get angry.
You can get angry, but at a moderate level. For instance,
who knows moderate? You know, like you said, it's an emotion. It's a rush.
We can't quantify it, but
but the society,
when it gets violent, that's when it's obvious. The calm ones are not usually obvious. It's when they go into the rage, the shouting bouts and all that. Those ones are the obvious ones.
That's true, but the society and ordinary judgment help us to look at what is commensurate to what provocation. For instance, somebody steps on your toe, you know, maybe you
or hit you, and the boss
hit you unknowingly, and why did you step on me? Oh, I'm so sorry, and that ends it.
But people are not willing to say sorry. No. I think sorry is a great thing.
That's another thing that I notice that is a big thing in our society. When I traveled the first time, because when you travel out, you see, like especially in the UK, and you see people easily say sorry, love. They don't know you from anything, but it's just their culture. Like they just put that endowment, like sorry, love. Oh, hon, sorry, you okay, and all that. But we don't have it here. So when sometimes when you even do that, people are suspicious of you. Like, is she okay? Is she up to something? So we don't really have it in our society, and people snap a lot. I don't know if it's the...
No, it's a situation, the economic situation.
You go out there, you get into a bus, people snap at you.
Person's already coming with some issues. So a very small thing like this,
you just go and you go like, So what do you do at such
times?
People? Yeah,
well,
you keep your calm too as well.
And there are times when you keep your calm, but the other person doesn't want trouble.
They want to talk.
Oh yeah, but you know, there is one thing we say in psychology: you have the power to control yourself. You know, you have the power to control yourself. If you don't have the power to control another person, you can do that through yourself.
But at times you control yourself, but the other person is not controlling him or herself, and encroaching on your own.
Yeah,
on your own self-control.
In such situations, there are things that you can do. Like we are discussing anger today. Sometimes people make you very upset. If you have to deal with that situation and you don't want to going to outburst yourself, there are several things you can do.
You can walk away.
You can walk away.
You can take a long walk.
You can take a long walk. You can take a deep breath without saying a word.
For instance, a woman, we hear about nagging women, blabbing women and things like that. You just continue. The man is not saying anything, but and truly, at some point, you feel like, okay, if I don't shut her up, she will just continue to go. And maybe the way to shut her down is like
spanking her. But some men walk away. Most men walk away.
And when they walk away, they now walk into the hands of another woman or something, and something happens from there.
Into multiple.
That's another issue. But well, in dealing with anger, you know, those little tips are very common ones. But if an individual is concerned about his anger expression, you know, maybe it's becoming too constant, and of course, if you are getting very angry very often,
shake. You know, some people when they're angry, they shake.
They shake. Yes.
Yeah, the individual should be able to observe himself or herself. Identify those things in the environment that actually trigger the anger.
What do you do?
You identify them.
After identifying them, I know that, okay, if I see somebody wearing red, I'm upset.
Now you ask yourself, why?
For instance, I walked into a place, I was wearing a red coat and all that. And the attendant there says, wow, I was upset before, but now seeing your red, I'm so excited. Anytime she's angry or anything, or she's low, and she sees color red, that's it. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
Does it have any?
Of course it does. Of course it does. Colors, fragrance, you know, a lot of the situations, people, places, sounds, all those things have their own implications. Okay. If we want to just briefly mention that issue of color, it could have been the other way around.
Yeah, maybe somebody sees red
and she gets upset.
And
the issue will now be talking about red. What does red mean to her? Because what she saw in you was not just that red. She saw beyond the colors. But the colors...
What else could she have seen?
Well, maybe she saw somebody that made her happy. It reminded her, it obviously gave her some good memory that made her to feel very calm and happy.
Okay, it stems from something that she can identify in the
past. That color is like a symbol.
It's like a reminder
of something pleasant. If it were something unpleasant, she would have reacted the other way too. Okay, so for everything, some people is perfume. When they perceive certain perfume and it reminds them of somebody who was very good to them, it gives them sense of happiness. And if it was somebody who had threatened them, you could observe the way they
I just love smelling, you know, it just gives me a calmness. I just love smelling perfume.
Nice perfume. If it's horrible perfume. You can get angry.
It may be nice perfume, but the person you got it from the first time would be a bad memory. So when you perceive that sweet fragrance. It doesn't give you the relaxing mood. Instead, it makes you tense.
Okay.
So it's like having a kind of symbolical relationship, a color, a fragrance or aroma or whatever, and your mood. It has relationship, very strong one.
I've seen one, I'll talk of a personal experience of somebody that I got to know, and you know, getting to know me, and you know, he wanted to be more than friends. Okay, it was also the fact that it was long distance, so after meeting him, I came back to Nigeria.
Okay.
You know, I noticed something about him before I left, that it was always, could I say obsession? He was always calling me and wanting to know who I was with. And this it doesn't stop there.
And at this point, you were even friends?
Yes, we're just friends.
Okay.
So I give an example. There was a day where I was coming back from church with my cousin, Ifeanyi, and you know, he called. So he had
a male voice.
Male voice. And
who are you with?
To see, it was like an eye opener. I can't. There's a problem. You know, and
some other women will see that and just patch it, manage it.
Yes, and just manage it.
Because they must get
married.
And some will feel good with it too.
No, but the funny thing is that he doesn't even recognize that he has a problem. He said, no, that he doesn't want to say it. Yeah.
I was going to say
that.
So
that's why I'm bringing that, because he doesn't even recognize, even when we talk, till now, we're still friends. And, you know, I talk to him, I say, I have to tell you, you have a problem. Because you can't even just take, can you believe that the thing is as serious as if he hears the TV blaring out and he's talking to me. So he's talking to me, and what's making noise there? And he's like, I'm serious.
In therapy, as you move with your client, you observe their stages.
When it gets to that, patients.
Well, you can call them what you like, but client is a more friendly term.
Yes, it's more friendly.
So you observe their level, you observe their mood. And that is why when you're in therapy, you want to see the person, you want to talk to the person, you want to observe the person, both the verbal and non-verbal communication, you want to get it. You know, you want to understand when he's becoming withdrawn with the discussion or when he's getting overexcited. And all those ones give you clues. And if you feel he's getting depressed because he's having self-realization or understanding what has been happening to him, then you take him on that. Okay. You also take him through process to come out of the depressive mode, so that he doesn't feel very bad, you know.
Okay, so is it every time because you're a professional, you're able to come up with this? For instance, a husband is like that, and I've noticed this part and all that, and I'm trying to help the situation, but you know, some men, because of ego, you are not the one that will come and tell me. Even if you say, okay, you want to recommend them, why don't we go and see like a clinical psychologist and all that? And he says, oh, are you saying I'm mad? Do you understand? So how do you bring help?
It happens like that. And of course, because we are quite lucky because we are in a society where we have people. You know, we have people. We are in a very social
We mind ourselves.
So if he wouldn't come straight, you can go to maybe his friend. You can discuss. Of course, before people come to the therapist, they would have gone to this person, that person. And everybody will now say, oh, okay, why don't you just go? Just go, nothing will happen, go and come, nothing will happen. And when he comes the first time, in most cases, you see them, I have come, what is it?
So you said I should come
and so now here your professional skills as a clinician come in, and you talk with him and he's relaxed, by the time he's relaxed, he will now listen to you. He'll be able to talk. Okay, so and from your interaction, you'll be able to put him through. So it will be a process. With time, you'll begin to understand some of those things. And from my experiences so far, you see people that were so unwilling, very defensive, you know, want to just stop resistance. Everything is there, and by the time you go through with them and they see that it's not what I thought anyway, you know, I can
but before you get them, what of those ones that will refuse blatantly
to appear,
to come at all?
Yeah, there are some like that. They
so
don't
what do you do?
Agree to come.
What do you do?
The primary
do you
concern,
save a relationship with them?
No. The primary concern is the person who has come. You walk to them through that person.
Okay.
So that's why I said when we were talking initially that you cannot change people around you, but you can change yourself to suit the people around you. Okay, so you can actually work with that person to have effect on the other one who has refused to show up. So you can make
for instance, in the case of a couple, the man used to beat the wife and all that, and I think they said she went somewhere. I just heard the story. I don't know if it's fiction or something. She then went to see someone and all that, and the counseling went this way: that you know what, anytime he is saying something or whatever and all that, just put water in your mouth. Don't swallow the water. Just drink. Don't gulp it down. Just let it be there
so that
for the period and all that. So at the end of the day, you don't say anything. In fact, she thought from the story, she thought it was just like jazz. Just, you know, keep the water there. Don't swallow the water. Just keep it in your mouth. And the man, you know, like that will go blah 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 and all with all of that. And after observing her for about 2 weeks, she wasn't reacting and all that, and the man was like,
what happened?
Then things changed, and the lady now went back to the person that counseled her. I don't say the babalawo, but that's the story. You know, the person that counseled her and said, the thing you gave me, is magical and all that. Apparently, because she used to be very flippant with her mouth. You just talk at the man anyhow and all that, you know, and all that would trigger the beating and everything. At the end of the day, the man noticed that, okay, she's no longer doing all that and all. She didn't even know that was what they did. But by the time she had, I think they said 3 weeks, 21 days or something like that. After that, she was now becoming somebody that, you know, we won't talk too much and all that. Any small thing, she'll go and swallow, take the water, leave it in her mouth and things like that. And before she knew what was happening, she was getting less beaten.
And the situation was improving.
Yes, So she worked on herself, just to buttress what you said about.
To influence the other person positively. Yes, it happens a lot.
Can I say something? There's something I heard about anger management, so that sometimes they're on medicine.
Yeah, some level of aggression.
That's aggression. She's calling it aggression.
Aggression, okay.
They need medication to calm down.
Okay.
Yes.
So by the time they need medication, isn't that mental whatever?
That was why I said that some level of anger.
Because by the time they need medication, it's now going into psychosis and all that, isn't it?
Aggression is one symptom of mental illness.
Yes.
So when it gets to that level, they will need some treatment, some medication. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what we are telling people right now is, even for the people who get angry, we need to talk to them, please.
Yes.
You know, because we said some people get angry in a very bad way, and they don't know it.
Exactly.
They don't know it.
That's true.
They don't.
That's true.
So we need to talk to that person,
okay,
you know, right now, that if you are like this,
okay,
and you are believing that you are not the problem, it's number one sign that you are in deep serious problem.
To make it very simple, if you are the type of person that after expressing your anger in your sober moment, you feel sorry or you feel very remorseful and uncomfortable with the way you've reacted, then you should really check yourself. Okay, you should check yourself and note those your anger triggers, you know, and things that you do when you are angry, and consider them. Consider the way you feel afterwards before you react, so that you don't end up feeling guilty or feeling very bad because you've reacted to anger. So if you really feel very terrible after reacting to anger, then it means that you overreact even to yourself.
And there's nothing like helplessness. You know, some people feel that's the way I am now. I can't help it.
No.
You can help yourself.
The behaviorist will tell you that every behavior is learned. If you are angry, you learn to get angry. You also learn to be more relaxed, less tensed, to be calm, and you also learn positive ways of dealing with anger other than ways that could hurt others.
Learn your own ways.
Yourself.
It might not even be what you're ready to do.
It might not be
Learn your own things. How can you help yourself?
Like, music gets me really calms me. So it's different types,
some
different
engage in exercise.
Yes, long walks and all that. Yes.
Like I read something. There's something. One of this is my favorite quote. For every short temper, you need a long walk or something. I'm not quoting it right.
Okay.
You know, the best medicine for short temper is a long walk.
Hi there. These are our keynotes on today's topic. Anger, if not controlled, leads to aggression, and that could be very dangerous. Anger is natural, but there should be justifiable reasons for it. Identifying your anger triggers will help you better control yourself. In making the world a better place, we must endeavor to play our part by looking out for each other and never fail to call a spade a spade. If you are asked to see a psychologist, do not feel offended. It simply means there is a problem and it can be solved. Woman, never forget that the man is the head in all circumstances. If you feel utterly remorseful after an anger bout, it's a pointer that something is wrong. We do hope you take this to heart. Have a pleasant night rest.